Ooh, this show is that good. It's one of those, if you're a gamer, every single reference works for you. There's certainly the pop culture of video games. Even you have Cody Rhodes that you think, what he have to do with video games? Because wrestling and video games go hand in hand. That he was a cameo, that he dies. And the way it's hilarious, it works. It's this one of those that I recommend it automatically because it's just so much fun. I have to describe the whole series. It's sort of like Kill la Kill. That you see that anime. That anime is sort of a parody. They became series for the genre. This one, Captain Laserhawk Dragon Blood Remix, is the same thing. In fact, I think this is better than Kill la Kill because you sort of understood the genre, but even that understood how to pull it off. There's a difference of understanding and doing it right. Now, this is the first time on my channel. My name is Retro. I like to talk about animation. And today we're talking about a new anime series from Netflix called Captain Laserhawk Dragon Remix. And that's sort of hard to say and ludicrous because this series is ludicrous. Because it falls into, we're trying to take out the man because he's trying to control us. But in actuality, it's true. It's sort of a dictatorship sort of city. And they're trying to lie and manipulate everybody around them, and Captain Laserhawk is the only one who should stop them, but yet he doesn't care. He sort of fall into sort of Guts territory. If you don't know what I mean, if you don't know anime sort of lingo, that basically Guts is a sort of character that he's sort of a emo, but for a reason. But later on becomes a better character. But every time they ever trying to be Guts, we fall into Sasuke territory. That be sort of trying too hard to be unlikable and ruin the character. And Captain Laserhawk does the Guts way. That understands pain, but understands to actually become a better person. But we fall into third genre bending type of tropes, but they fully commit it. And that's the mind blown because it's sort of hard to be fully committed with sort of a comedy type of show, especially of all the video game references. I mean, you have Rayman that they stopped using him so long that you think, well, he's never gonna use ever again. And this show decided to buy the rights to use Rayman and make him a very complicated character because he is sort of the announcement, the one who sort of make stuff up to protect his bosses, all the horrible things they do behind the scenes, but he keep lying to himself. I do it for the kids. I do it for the hypebeasts like me. But at the very end, he been used. And you see him sort of falling, breaking down, realizing he became a monster because they used him, because he led them to believe the truth, like their truth, not his truth. And you just see him just breaking down, cursing, using drugs, freaking out, and realize he has to stop being himself. Start to be Ramon, the man who takes charge of his life, the man who fixed the mistake he's done. And you're like, I like this Ray. I want him. I like this version to put in the video game. On top of that, not just him, you also have other reference comic characters coming out. The fact they actually are characters like Sam Fisher from Splinter franchise. He is sort of a very important character. He's not a main lead, but he has a reason to be there. He's still the badass you love. Even that he doesn't have legs, the guy should still do it. He's still the GOAT. But even that, I was hyped that he was working with the Watch Dogs crew from their own franchise. I was sort of surprised because you saw T-Bone in the corner talking to Ray Fisher, one of my favorite characters from Watch Dogs, doing the same talking, working with Fisher from my other favorite franchise. I'm geeking out. I'm freaking out. Yes, but I love it even more. Even all the other side characters, just cameos, but they actually are very important. In fact, once again, fall to that genre of, oh, it takes the men, we have must change because they are mentally controlling people. You see that 100 times, but why this one works so well is fully commit. They actually have fun with it, but ask you, what do you think they're doing the right thing or the right or the wrong thing? And they ask that each question for each villain what Captain Laserhawk certain takes down. But actually, you understand why this villain does certain things. Like, they're not empathetic, that you understand them, their logic, why they must take charge. Because the first evil villain is sort of the ex-boyfriend of Captain Leisure that he is actually a gay couple. That I was sort of surprised because automatically they portrayed the captain. Now he was vengeance. Because his boyfriend portrayed him, and he tried to convince him to join him, trying to be smooth, and out of nowhere, the captain shot him. Yeah, I was like, wait, what? I mean, the reason why he betrayed him is had to sacrifice everything to save the town, do an evil deed to do something good and change our destiny. And how he says it, you have to believe he understand because this show shows you if you're a hybrid, you're basically the second-hand citizen. You are trash, and you get it because constantly showing sometimes ridiculous ways that's so hilarious. It's sort of like a Saturday Morning cartoon, but at the same time, it's kind of cruel at the same time. That you get it done so well, going back and forth. You understand why this crew joined this psychopath, but yet they know their leader is a psychopath because they don't have a choice because they want change. And the only way they get change to do something so psychotic, yeah, why not join? But not just him. Other villains also are just super interesting and deep. Like there's Sandfish's daughter, that she is a psychopath, but at the same time she is brainwashed. But you don't know when the brainwash starts or ends, or even that she telling the truth. That's sort of huge question. Do you trust her or not? And that's why they grab you so well. Each single characters, to Sandfish's daughter, to Rayman, to even the prison guards, kind of asks you if this is right. Is there nothing wrong here? And that's what the thing is, just mind blows because they do go deep of their own thoughts, their own psychologies of how they were built to join this job. Because if you don't do the job, oh, you're useless, so you will die, or you're a traitor, or they throw you in prison because any little thing, if they feel you're resisting, they actually arrest you or kill you. And that's so interesting because it's super easy to do that. It's super easy copy and paste every sort of kind of genre and just done. Here we go. We not even tried. I think one of the biggest samples is V Vendetta. The original comic or the movie, both of them are the same but very different way to execute it. Both of them has something to say. That's why it sticks so iconic in your head when you read the book or watch the movie. Even they're not going the same subject matter, but yet they landed the target. And this one does the same thing. They are analyzing who is in charge, or better yet, what if you kill all the higher ups? Who is left? Who is willing to take over or even save the whole city, the situation they actually dug themselves into? Even that so much hatred. Do you think Captain Laserhawk can actually fix it? No, he's sort of a sociopath. Or Rayman, who went crazy, but in a way, it makes sense why he went crazy. Maybe he's the one who saved the city. And that's it's just so interesting, especially with all the twists. Every single twist is just earned. You just can't believe they did that. I think one of the biggest examples is episode 2, the suicide sort of kind of reference. Not a reference, it was a whole episode of basically of the Suicide Squad. Captain Laserhawk became the leader with the rest of the group, with Bullfrog that became my favorite character, that French frog. Oh, he's just so charming and also so sociopathic. He probably became your favorite character or Rayman, one or the other, because he became to the soul. But sort of his point of view, what happened in that episode 2 is the fact they dedicated themselves of that sort of genre. Like, what happens if you blow up? But fully dedicated that. Like, you don't know which other members will die because it's sort of their version of the Suicide Squad. Who will die, who will not. They put in a scenario that you think they won't take, but they will. And that's the thing they make this work so well, that they are dedicated of that specific genre. If you go on next episode, whatever the genre is, instead of a caper, they dedicate that as a caper. They fully embrace it. They put the characters in that spot, and you expect them, well, everybody survived. Nobody gonna die. No, they do die, but a very unique way. I think once more, the character who died will run who, but the phrase uh, icebox makes sense. I mean, icebox is fridge, not words. That you may heard that the only reason people use the word fridge is use a character kill to make the other character do something, but it's a very cheap way to do it and gets tiring. But with this episode 2, they frish a character, but it makes sense. Everything would happen next after they happen to that specific character, your mouth just drops and you realize, yeah, that moment to frish that character makes sense. It was necessary. It was harsh. It was dark. It was no way to get out of it. It makes sense. And that's how you go all in of that specific genre. Each specific genre goes there. Every single twist that you can't really sure they will go, they do without hesitation because it makes sense. And that is sort of hard. Any other writer would choke because they're not sure they should do it, or we piss off the fans, or we don't. And that's sort of doubt they're not allowed to do it. And this show, they don't care because they will pull off the trope the right way. They will lead on it, but ask the question if this is worth it. The thing we're doing to uh, do a revolution. Who is it takes charge? What, should we take lives or should we not? Is it worth it? And that's what it gets you. You just realize this became a classic because they pull off every single genre, every single twist, earn. Even the cliffhanger. I said it before. I hate cliffhangers. Even the cliffhanger was amazing. So I hope that they get a season 2. In fact, they do not need a season 2. They don't need that cliffhanger because this season was so good. It's something I recommend if you're a gamer fan. Watch this. You will not be disappointed. And top of this, watch this. Watch this other show called what's it called? Glitch Tech. That's the same thing as this, but like a younger kid version, kind of like Ghostbusters. I recommend that too. Watch it, you will not be disappointed. But besides that, do you see this series? Do you hate it? Do you love it? You think it's the greatest thing ever? It's just overhyped to you? Tell me down below, let me know. I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.